Hi and welcome to this brief video on how you as parents can best be involved in your daughter's education through our Google Classroom system. As you'll be aware, this Google system has been running here at Hitchin Girls School for a few years now, and specifically at the start of this year, we've been posting all homeworks and many of our classroom tasks on it exclusively. And so it's important to understand how you can keep track on what your daughters are doing. My name is Andrew Jackson, and I'm the Blended Learning Lead here. And so if we take a quick look at Google Classroom as a whole, there are effectively two ways in which you as parents can see what's going on. The first way is through a system called Google Guardian, which many of you are signed up to, and if you are, you can skip ahead on this section of the video, that's fine. The Google Classroom system was initiated by an invite that you'd have had. This is a fake invite that I have up here because I'm obviously not a parent, so I've asked one of my colleagues to invite me as if I was. This allows you to see what's happening via weekly or daily, should you wish to, emails of content that's been posted there. When you accept the invite, it takes you, there are very few options that you can select, one of which is you can say how often you want these emails to be sent to you, whether that's weekly or whether that's daily or not at all. But that's about it. That's the only option you have. By signing up to the system, what it will do is it will generate email summaries that look a bit like this. So if I make this full screen for you. This is an exemplar one from Google. There will basically be three things on there. There will be current student work that is either due and missing or due over the next week. From our perspective, this will be homework tasks. Things that we've set students that are due in the next few days or are now overdue. You will also see any class activities, so anything that our teachers have posted to their classrooms for learning in the classroom and so on. You will not, however, be able to see individual attachments or students' work as such. So you won't get to see the actual essay that they've written via these email summaries. They're merely there to say, this is what's been happening. And to answer that question for you, so what did you do at school today? This should actually tell you what they've been doing. They won't be generated for every lesson, they'll only be generated as and when material is posted that fits a certain criteria. But it gives you an updated idea of what is happening. Should you wish to have more information than this, the only other way to gain access to it is to log in using your child's Gmail account. To illustrate what this looks like, I've created two fake GCSE subjects that we don't study here and enrolled myself into them so I can show you what that looks like. There is also a more detailed student version of this video attached to the links down below, which you can click and see that's how we told them how to use it. If I just go into one of these classrooms, you can see within each classroom all the material. This material you'll be able to see all of the posts, all of the text, which is the same stuff that will appear on those email summaries, but you'll also be able to see the attachments, the PowerPoints, and all the other stuff that goes alongside it. In theory, you could also do your daughter's homework, so please don't. It won't distinguish between you logging in and them logging in because you're using the same account to do this. The really important thing from this, though, is that the way in which your daughters will be handing stuff in. Firstly, they have a button that looks like this, which is at the top right of anything that they submitted. And that allows them to turn in work, to attach things they've done and send it off to their teachers to be marked or checked or looked through as appropriate. Not every piece of work that we hand in will be marked, just the same way not every piece of work written in a book will be marked, but they all fulfill our department policies. Anyway, additionally on the top left of every page, there'll be these options: to do, to review, and calendar. For our students, those are really important. So the to-do view looks like this. That is, it shows them very similarly to the work, to the emails that you can generate from Google Guardian, work that is due this week, work that's due in the future, work that's due sometime in the distant future, and anything with no due date attached to it won't be a homework task. That will be work that's been set by someone in class saying, hey, we're doing this in class, get involved in this and so on. It's not a homework task. There may be several hundred tasks sitting in that by the end of the week, when we end the school year. They don't need to be turned in, don't need to be handed in, they're not homework tasks. But the homework tasks will show in there. You can also have a missing tab stop over there somewhere. That will show ones that are past their due date, ones that have happened and are now overdue. Done will show things that have been handed in and returned and marked and so on and so forth. The other useful one on here is the calendar view. This will link up to the Google Calendar system and will look something like this. This is the section of mine. And so it will show you when those homeworks are due. It will show your daughters when they're due in. And if they go to their whole school calendar, which shows their timetable and so on, these will again appear at the top of that. So there are those two ways in which you can keep tabs on it. Firstly, through Google Guardian. Secondly, by looking at, by logging in as them, you can see much more information. And if you do have any questions, then do let us know. If you don't have a login for Google Guardian, you never accepted the invite at the start of the year, do contact school for our admin email address, and we'll get that reset for you. And if you have any other questions, do let us know. Thank you for your time today.